Secret number 2. The deities will grant you power when you go through a season of temptation and struggle, and the deities see what is truly in your heart. Whoa. Now think about it for a moment. According to the Bible, Jesus was the Son of God. In the book of John, chapter 1, the Bible says the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. This was God and the divinity that actually came and became a man. Now, when Jesus was given magical powers, let me remind you how this worked. Jesus walked the earth for 30 years. There is nothing in the Bible that says Jesus was working miracles until he went to John the Baptist. He went to John the Baptist to be purified because he had to remove his old lifestyle because he chose to walk in ministry. So the Bible says when he went to John the Baptist dunked him in the water, purified him. And when he left the water, he received a dove, which was a sign that he had magical powers. Now, what was the first thing that happened to Jesus when he was given magical powers? He was being tempted by Satan. Don't find it odd that you choose Santeria and the 7 African powers and you go through a season of temptation. It's normal. The deities have to see what's inside your heart. I tell everyone that I minister that I went through 5 years of temptation. 5 years of darkness that I could not see in front of me. 5 years I struggled. Should I leave this position? Should I go in another direction? 5 years I was being tempted by the deities to see what was in my heart. Through the struggles of those 5 years, through the temptation, through the battles of those 5 years, I held on to a little light that kept shining inside of me and kept telling me, go forward. My wife was telling me to give it up and go another direction. People kept telling me to go get a 9-to-5 job. Everyone was moving me in another direction, but there was a light that told me and shined inside of me that I was going through my season of temptation. When the 7 African powers have chosen you to become a spiritual leader, they see you and your potential for 20, 30, 40 years of power. If they permit you to walk into a season of temptation where they're looking inside your heart, they're putting stumbling blocks in your path, they're permitting you to go through these things to really see if you really want magical powers, what is wrong with it? Because let me explain to you what happened to me. For 5 years, the deities permit things to come into my life that were making me look in another direction. I went through levels of struggle. I started deciding if I wanted to go in another direction, and I went through a season of temptation. Now, the thing about me, and I want to make this very clear, that in those 5 years when I was being tempted, I kept inside of my heart that I would not move in another direction. Did you get this? Even though I was going through my season of temptation, I held inside my heart that I will do nothing else but the spiritual movement God has given me. And I would not look to my left. I would not look to my life, right? And I continued in my course. And then what began to happen is that after a period of time, something clicked inside of me. And when it began to click, the money began to come. The people began to come. My ministry began to take over. This is when I started buying my second piece of property, my third piece. This is when things started going really well. Why? Because I went through a season of temptation.